Get, get ready for fun with inner tubing and crafts at the bunkhouse. Morning, everybody. Welcome to Unity of Calgary. My name's Anthony, and we're going to try to get you in the mood with something wonderful is happening here. I have come here seeking freedom. I have come here seeking peace. I have come here to go deeper into the truest part of me. And it's here in this place. I can see it on each face. Oh yes, here where we are, I can feel it in my heart. Just something wonderful is happening here today. Something wonderful is happening here in me. Oh, it's real, yes, it's true. It's my spirit shining through. Oh, yes, something wonderful is happening here today. La da da da, la da 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 da. La da 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 da, la da 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 da. I've come here to remember who I truly am inside. I've come here to release it. I no longer have to hide. Oh yes, here I can let go. I can let my feelings show. Oh yes, here in this place I can show my spirit's face. Oh yes, something wonderful is happening here today. Something wonderful is happening here in me. Oh, it's real, yes, it's true. It's my spirit shining through. Oh, yes, something wonderful is happening here today. And the light I once knew, all the things I have been through, now I see, yes, it's clear, every step has led me here. And it's here, in this room, that I'll find my deepest truth. Oh yes, here, I just know that I'll find my spirit's home. Oh yes, something wonderful is happening here today. Something wonderful is happening here in me. Oh, it's real, yes, it's true. It's my spirit shining through. Oh yes, something wonderful is happening here today. Oh yes, something wonderful is happening here today. And it's happening here in me. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Unity of Calgary. Good morning, everybody at home. Those of you who are here, you're welcome to stand. We're going to do a few songs. If you're at home, you can stand too if you want to feel like part of standing upness. We're going to do There is Beauty Everywhere first. There is beauty. Over to Bob. Bob's going to start us with a guitar solo. There is beauty down below. There is beauty up above. There is beauty in the past and in what is yet to come. There is beauty in the lows and beauty in the highs. There is beauty in the glow and beauty in the night. There is beauty is beauty in my tears. There is beauty in my smile. There is beauty in my fears. Even when it's in disguise, there is beauty in the truth. There's beauty in the lie. There is beauty in hello. And there's beauty in goodbye. There is beauty, beauty, beauty everywhere. There is beauty, beauty, so best to be aware. There is beauty in the land, beauty in the sky. There is beauty all around, and there's beauty deep inside. There is beauty in the calm. There is beauty in the storm. There is beauty when we die, and there's beauty when we're born. There is beauty, beauty, beauty everywhere. There is beauty, beauty, so best to be aware. There is beauty, beauty, beauty everywhere. There is beauty, beauty, so there's enough for us to share. There's enough for us to share. There's enough for us to share. Hey, hey, what's the matter with your head? Yeah. Hey, hey, what's the matter with your mind and your sign and a oh, oh, oh? Hey, hey, nothing's the matter with your head. Yeah, you know it. Come on and show it. Hey, hey, get with it now because you're fine in your mind and you're so divine. Oh, come and get your love. 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 Hey, hey, what's the matter? Don't you feel right? Don't you feel right? Oh, 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 hey, hey, open up to the divine, 'cause it's alright. I said you'll find it, find it. Open to the love and then you'll like it, like it. Yeah, hey, yo, hey, hey. It's your calling. If you want some, you'll get some. Open to the love, oh yeah. Come and get your love. 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 Guitar solo. Come and get your love, come and get your love, come and get your love now. Come and get your love, come and get your love, come and get your love now. Come and get your love, come and get your love, come and get your love now. Come and get your love, come and get your love, come and get your love now. Come and get your love. Come and get your love. Come and get your love.
Great way to get the energy pumping on a Sunday morning, yes? Welcome, everyone, to Unity of Calgary. I am your service coordinator today. My name is Bob Elwood. I'm part of the spiritual leadership team here in Calgary at the Unity of Calgary, and I welcome you all. And a special welcome to those of you who are here for the first time. Wherever you are on your spiritual journey, know that you are always welcome here at Unity of Calgary. We're going to begin with an affirmative prayer, as we do every week. And I just want to set a slight context for it. I'm going to be speaking of we and our in this affirmative prayer. And I want you to go within and imagine that we is you, your human self, and you, your higher, divine, spiritual self. And so let's just take a moment. Close our eyes if you prefer. And go deep within. Bring your awareness to your heart. We take a moment now to become settled. Our intent is to join our hearts and minds together as the Christed love of our own spiritual nature flows in and through us. In this divine protecting presence, we release any troubled thoughts or feelings, for the Spirit of Christ consciousness lives within us as a source of ever-renewing faith, strength, and wisdom. Divine love is flowing through us now, calming our emotions, freeing our mind, and healing our body. As we breathe, every breath brings a steady stream of spiritual healing energy, touching every atom of our body and every part of our spirit, calling forth radiant wholeness. We give thanks for the gift of our Holy Spirit's loving presence that heals and restores and is with us in the midst of this experience and all the experiences of our life. This divine presence is our source of strength and the light that guides our way. Thank you, Spirit, for the grace that sustains us. The unconditional love and wisdom of Source supports and sustains us in all circumstances. And with deep peace, grace, and gratitude, let us declare it so. And so it is. And now I would like you all to affirm together with me our statement of being. We are here as love to celebrate the one power, the one presence in our lives, in this community, and in the universe. And now our daily word reader is going to come up. And our daily word reader today is our very own Brenda Hall, who's really jumped in recently to volunteer and help support our community. Let's please welcome Brenda Hall.
Good morning, everyone. Hosanna. Guided by the divine presence within, I follow the path to spiritual freedom. I imagine Jesus' experience, riding a young donkey through the gates of Jerusalem, seeing the waving palm branches, feeling the people's love, their hope, and even their fear as they shout, Hosanna, blessed is the one who comes in the name of the Lord. His followers look to Jesus as the one who would free them from bondage of Roman rule. Jesus, embracing his Christ nature, the spiritual identity he shares with all people, had accepted the greater mission of leading humankind to freedom from all bondage, all limitation, even freedom from death. Taking my inspiration from Jesus' example, I fearlessly embrace my Christ nature, Guided by the divine presence within, I follow the path to spiritual freedom. So they took branches of palm trees and went out to meet him, shouting, Hosanna, John 12:13. Thank you.
Thank you, Brenda. And for those of you who aren't aware, the Daily Word, we encourage all of our community to get involved in our community. And so anyone who would like to be our Daily Word reader, please come up and speak to me or Susan Cullen or anyone on the board, and we'd be happy to fit you in. Unity of Calgary is part of a worldwide organization. There are almost 900 centers worldwide, and there is a worldwide vision for all of the Unity communities, and we have embraced that as our own vision as well. So please affirm with me our Unity Worldwide's vision. We envision a world powerfully transformed through the growing movement of shared spiritual awakening. And how we do that here at Unity of Calgary is through our mission. The whole community gathered together to come up with this mission statement. And if it speaks to you, please affirm out loud our mission. We are a welcoming, vibrant, spiritual community that inspires hearts and transforms lives by expressing our divine essence. So if that is what you desire, you are definitely in the right place. And now for our announcements. Our next week's speaker is actually going to be doing a ceremony more than a talk. She's going to be doing the flower ceremony. Katie Grinham, and along with her assistant, Susan Cullen, is going to be doing the flower ceremony. It's a tradition that we do here each year, and it's a wonderful tradition. And you're going to be handed a flower, each one of you who's here present. And I want to remind all of you out there in Zoom land that even though you're not here physically, you are still here in spirit. And Katie has asked me to ask you to buy a flower for yourself next week. And she is going to, and then as you log in on next Sunday morning, please announce who you are and if whether or not you want to be part of this ceremony. And she is going to give a virtual flower to each one of you. She will say your name, and then she will go through the ceremony and hand you a virtual flower, and you can use that flower that you bought and receive it as if it is coming directly from Spirit. Right after the service is a very wonderful, exciting time we're going to have at 3:30 on our coffee Zoom chat. One of our members, Marge Sinal, is going to be, in April, early April 2nd, she is going to be 95 years old. Woo-hoo! And anyone who has ever experienced one of her hugs knows what a gift she is to the world. So please join us. All of you, join us at 3:30 on the Coffee Chat Zoom, which you can access on the newsletter or on our website, and help celebrate her birthday. It's going to be Tell Marge Stories. Wow. Okay, I was going to tell one, but I'll save it for 3:30. Okay, great. We are starting our first class of 2021. The Life of Prayer, led by Laura Payton, our prayer chaplain. It's going to start on Wednesday, April 7th, Wednesday evenings from 7 to 9:30, from April 7th to May 5th, or Thursday afternoons from April 8th to May 6th at 1 o'clock to 3:30 in the afternoon. The suggested love offering is $75. And if you have challenges with your pocketbook these days, as many do, please contact Alara, and I'm sure we can work something out. It will be on Zoom. And there's more information on the website and in the newsletter. Sacred service opportunities. Here at Unity, we are a community, and we believe in the strength of working and giving and receiving together. So if anybody out there would like to, feels that they would like to give more to Unity or just be more of service in their own life, here is an opportunity for you to do that. Help is needed in several areas in continuing this invaluable service: video processing, streaming, pre-service setup, and there are more details on the newsletter, so please check that out. And to contact us or to stay connected with us, there are many opportunities, as you see up on this slide here. The best way I found is the newsletter. It's only sent once a week, and it has everything in it, and it allows you to find out what's going on, what's coming up, keeps you in touch and informed. So if anybody is not on the newsletter, please go to the welcoming table after the service, and there's a place for you to sign up, and you can receive that email once a week, keeping you informed of what's coming up at Unity. And now, oh, yes, and one more thing. Each week we have a limited capacity here, so everyone needs to sign up through Eventbrite prior. So if you are here today and you are going to be here live next week, at the end of the service, if you could just, at the welcoming table, sign up for next week, that would give us a better idea of the numbers. And same with all of you out on Zoom land. If you're feeling like you want to come here and see it live, the flower ceremony, please sign up through Eventbrite in our newsletter or on the website. And now we have another solo song from our great Unity band, Anthony Burbage and the Unity band, singing The Great Awakening. Let's please give them a warm welcome.
When you were born, your life's work was placed in your heart. And somewhere within, you've always known who you are. So don't let the world guide your life. Follow the voice deep inside your heart. Though the universe asks for your hand in this dance, you can still choose to go your own way. But if you choose to let go to the dance of your soul, you may find that you're more than you thought you were. And as you awake, your purpose will flow from your soul. And the life that you lead will serve to inspire us all. So don't let the doubt dim your light. Bring forth the greatness that hides inside. Though the universe asks for your hand in this dance, you can still choose to go your own way. But if you choose to let go to the dance of your soul, you may find that you're more than you thought you were. Oh, you are a part of the whole, and the world needs you more than you know. For For if darkness should fall on the earth, it is you who'll be the light of the world. 'Cause when you shine, the world shines. You are a part of a great awakening. Though the universe asks for your hand in this dance, you can still choose to go your own way. You can choose to let go to the dance of your soul. You may find that you're more than you thought you were. 'Cause when you shine, the world shines. You are a part of a great awakening.
We are so blessed to have Anthony and the Unity Band here. And that was one of Anthony Burbage's originals. Isn't that a beautiful song? Let's give him another hand. And now it is time for our speaker. One of the wonderful things that inspires me and that brought me to Unity in the first place is that Unity draws from its own community for many of its speakers. Because here at Unity, we believe that the Spirit lives within all of us and that we all have a voice, and these voices need to be heard. And so I heard so many different voices from the people here at Unity, and it really helps me feel more connected. And today is no different. Someone who's been a strong member of our community here at Unity for years and is Tina Thrussell. She is the co-founder of The Best You Can Be. She is the messenger of the Shin Dao, which is the way of the heart. She is a spiritual healer and sound wellness practitioner. And she's also a facilitator of workshops. How I know Tina is through her presence here at Unity. She's part of the board, and I too am present at the board meetings, and she brings a real authenticity and truth and practicality with her when she comes. She likes to get things done, and she likes to bring that spiritual realm down into the physical. And okay, how can we show that? How can we do that? And she speaks from the heart. I've heard her speak several times, and that's my experience of Tina, is someone who speaks her truth. So let's please give a warm welcome to Tina Thrussell, tapping into wisdom to bring ease into your life. Tina Thrussell.
I'm not going to do that. I'm going to have that on before I get up there. Sure. Just goes to show we're all human no matter what we think. And I think I'm going to, there we go. There we go. Look, oh, there's gifts. I love gifts. Don't you love gifts? Yeah, who doesn't love gifts? I like this one. It's a bright, shiny one. Let's see. What is this? Okay, the tag says this little gift bag is wisdom. Is knowledge. It's knowledge. That's what it says, knowledge. Well, what is in this lovely bag called knowledge? Let me see. Oh, the anatomy of the body. Math formulas. How to catch a fish. A list of Unity's 12 powers. What else is in here? What kind of exercise to do to keep your body healthy? The 5 unity principles. Oh, there's so much good stuff in this. How to plant a garden. That one's been really important in my life. I just want you to know. What to eat to stay healthy. Look, it just goes on and on. There is so much good stuff in here. What is all this stuff? It's data. It's information. It's the stuff that makes the world go round. You know, without all of this information, we can't have things happening. This is important stuff. Now there's this other bag here. It's just so plain and simple looking. But let's see what it is. Now, this bag says wisdom. That's what this bag is. And, well, when I started to prepare for that talk, this bag was really empty. I thought, what is wisdom? What's in that wisdom bag? I don't know. So I did what all good speakers do, and I went to the internet. Now, I couldn't do what Reverend Doug Craig did and come up with definitions from the dictionary, because that had already been done, like the first talk of the month. You know, the first talk of the month, everything was done that I thought I would do. Holy crap, it's really tricky to be the last speaker of the month, I want you to know, when the topic is the same week after week after week. So, where I ended up was at Psychology Today magazine, actually. And what they said was, what goes into this bag of wisdom is knowledge. Oh, look at that. That whole bag, that goes here. There is experience. There is deep understanding. Not just understanding, but deep understanding. There is tolerance for the uncertainties of life. Well, that's all they had to say about it. I'm like, wow, well, wait a minute. There's got to be more than that. So I did do that thing. I went to Wikipedia. They added common sense to this bag of wisdom. Now, that's a funny one, because I've heard a lot of people say there's nothing common about common sense anymore. You know? Really, what is common sense? I had to think about that, and I thought, well, common sense, I think, is the ability to look at something and say, well, there can be results or consequences, right? So really, it's the ability to think for yourself. And I think maybe there's not as much common sense because in our institutionalized society, we don't really encourage that kind of thinking for ourselves, do we? What we encourage is absorbing knowledge and regurgitating it. So, okay, so that does make sense that should be here in this wisdom bag, because it's a bigger thing to use common sense. And then, what else? Oh, I kept looking. Oh, there was this sociologist who said, wise people generally share an optimism that life's problems can be solved and experience a certain amount of calm in facing difficult situations. So I think optimism needs to be added to that bag of wisdom. Goodness gracious, there are so many components in this big bag, isn't there? I mean, it's pretty simple and plain, but it actually has a lot in it. Psychology Today said intelligence may be necessary for wisdom, but it definitely isn't sufficient. An ability to see the big picture, a sense of proportion, intellectual humility, and considerable introspection also contribute to its development. I looked at that statement. What does that all mean? What it means is that there are all these components, but to be wise, you have to be able to integrate them. It's the integration of all of that stuff that makes wisdom. So, for example, the knowledge. If you're a knowledgeable person, then you have some information and you know what to do with it, right? So, for example, we're out camping and somebody says, oh, golly, I'd really like to have fish for dinner. And this knowledgeable person says, well, I know how to fish. I'll go catch a fish and we'll have fish for dinner. Okay, great. Now, the wise person in camp says, oh, why don't we go down to the river and let's I'll show you how to fish so that you can fish for yourself. And next time, you'll be able to know how to get that fish. It's a little bit deeper thinking going on in that wisdom aspect. So with knowledge and wisdom, we sort of need to know what to do with that information. This is information, but wisdom is knowing what to do with it and how to use it. Okay. So what was the other thing? Experience, yes. So experience takes being reflective and contemplative, reviewing what you've learned from that experience and using what you've learned. Again, it's about how to use that. It's not just experience, but it's what to do with that experience, how to apply it. It explains why we associate wisdom with many years. It takes a long time to acquire enough experience to be able to do something with it, right? So a lot of us think of older and wiser coming together. And in a lot of cases, that makes some sense, right? The other thing in the bag, deep understanding. Wow. So there's a lot to that. What does it take to have deep understanding? Openness. Being open to all kinds of points of view, being open to seeing things differently, different perspectives. There's empathy, being able to put yourself in someone else's shoes. Yeah. There's compassion. That's a big word. What does that really mean? I've looked at compassion a lot over the years, and I see compassion as holding space for things to be the way they are. So, you know, if we're in a room and you come to me and you're sad and you're crying, it's kind of a human nature thing in our society to kind of want to pull that person in and go, oh, there, it'll be all fine. And we pat them on the back like they're little babies being burped. It'll all be okay. If that's not really being compassionate. Being compassionate would be to just hold space for them to be in that sadness and sorrow and make it okay for them to be where they're at. That's compassion. Giving them the space to feel that and just feel it so that it feels all the way through and can flood out and disappear. When we do that, oh, there, honey, it's okay, everything will be fine, we're kind of saying it's not okay to be where you're at right now. Let's be something different. Let's put on the happy face. How many of you were told to put on the happy face? Yeah, I was told that a lot. Causes a lot of problems later on in life. So that compassion thing, it's not only for others, it's for ourselves. Okay. So some of you know that the first quarter of this year was really, really, really tough for me. There was a lot going on. I had a lot of physical, mental, emotional breakdown going on. And I didn't have much compassion for myself in that. I wasn't willing to hold space and say, this isn't wrong. It's just the way it is. I wasn't willing to just be in it and let it flow through. I kept trying to stop it up. Oh, this is not good. I'm Tina. I'm the joyful woman. Everybody knows that she's so full of joy and life, and that's who they're expecting to see, so I better put on my happy face. But you know, it's really exhausting to do that. It's really exhausting, and I got so worn out I couldn't do it anymore. Just couldn't do it anymore. And boy, was I in it. Oh, we'll come back to that. So in that whole compassion thing, there is an acceptance too, right? That's the way it is right now, and that's okay. So there's acceptance, and there's that permission. I'm going to give myself permission to just be in it, or I'm going to give you permission to be in it, to be where you're at and who you are and not need to change you. There's so much in that. Shoosh. So much to this deep understanding. Being able to be all of those things. Yeah, I'm going to add permission to that bag, for sure. And I'm going to add that compassion. Yeah. For sure. These are wisdom items, for sure. Okay, I'm going to come back to that list. What was in there? Tolerance for the uncertainty of life. That sense of proportion that Psychology Today mentioned. The ability to see the big picture. To know that everything happens for a reason. We can be a little more okay with not being sure about where we're going when we have that faith and trust. I think spiritual people have an easier time having tolerance for the uncertainties of life because we just have that deep inner faith and knowing that somehow, even though it doesn't feel like it right now, everything is going to turn out all right. There's a sense of patience that comes with that tolerance for the uncertainties of life. Just being willing to wait a little bit longer for what might have to come. It's about like being right here, right now. So being calm, that's another part of that tolerance for the uncertainties of life. Being really present, because right here, right now, 95% of the time, right here, right now, everything is okay. It's not okay when we're throwing ourselves into the future and imagining and thinking, well, what will people think or what's going to happen? All of that sort of stuff gets us into that mind game. But right here, right now, everything's okay. If I just breathe and be calm, breathe and be calm. That's mindfulness. So we're going to put mindfulness into the bag of wisdom. Being present to right here, right now. And being present without being too judgmental about what's right here, right now, right? There's that acceptance and permission aspect. Just being okay with what is, not judging it, not trying to change it, observe it, notice it. That's really what mindfulness is. And it's really not so easy, is it? No. And yet, when we can be more mindful, there is more ease and grace in life. There is that easy tolerance for what we're not so sure of. I think wise people are definitely people who hold minimal judgment about things and people. They're a little bit more able to be present to right here, right now. So I'm looking at this bag, and I was really tempted to try to put intuition in this bag, but it just wouldn't fit in. And I realized that's because intuition is not a component of wisdom. It's kind of the other way around. Wisdom allows us to have intuition. Think about that. What am I saying? Well, when you are wise, you listen. Right? Listening is under all of those things, that tolerance and the patience and the mindfulness and the compassion and all of that. Under all of that is listening. Listening to, can you believe nobody put listening in this bag? When I looked up all those definitions, nobody put listening in the bag. Well, Susan put listening in the bag. If you haven't heard her talk on the listening to the wisdom of the body from a couple of weeks ago, she did put listening in that bag. Our bodies have a lot they can tell us, and we can turn to that inner wisdom by listening to those bodies. And there's a whole lot of other levels of listening that happens when you're wise. Listening to your mind, yes, that thing that's full of all that knowledge. And listening to it with some awareness, that mindfulness aspect, because that mind is going to take all that knowledge and turn it into really interesting stories and all kinds of beliefs. Have you ever seen that word? B-E-L-I-E-F, belief. Did you notice right in the middle is L-I-E, lie? Yeah, most of our beliefs are lies that we've come to believe, that we've bought into. Stories that we're telling ourselves. So we want to listen to our mind and listen to it with some objectivity, or as Reverend Doug Craig said, some discernment. But whether or not what the mind is telling us is really of any use. And really, how do you know that? Well, you listen to your emotions, right? If what your mind is telling you makes you feel awful, it's very likely falling under that lie category. It's a story or a belief that really isn't serving you in a positive way, that's keeping you in a creative space. But if what your mind is telling you makes you feel good, then you might be on the right track to that really important, really, really important listening to the heart. Listening to our heart. How do you know it's your heart speaking versus your head? Well, same thing when you're listening to your mind. If what you're thinking and what's going on makes you feel bad, then it's likely not coming from your heart, because your heart is that vessel through which the divine source speaks, right? Source of all, Soa as I call, God, Great Spirit, whatever name you give, that speaks through our heart. Our heart is a vessel of that inspiration, of that greater knowledge that is everything. Would it have anything but our highest good in mind? Not likely. So when we listen to our heart and it feels good, we're on the right track. When we listen to our body and it feels good, we're on the right track. That's what happened to me. I stopped the listening. It's kind of ironic, hey? Tina Thrussell, co-founder of Best You Can Be and messenger of the Shindao, the way of the heart, the way of living with love, kindness, and compassion for self first. How many times did I introduce my Living from the Heart show in that way? And I forgot to do it myself. What happened? December was really intense. I had a lot of stuff going on. There were some really big deadlines, there were a lot of pressures, and I got caught in the human doingness. I forgot about the human beingness. I was doing, man. I'm pulling 12-hour days. I got to get these videos done. I got to do this. 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 I stopped listening. I stopped doing all the things that I normally do to listen. And what happened? Huge downhill spiral really fast. Spirit wanted me to pay attention. So it took me down hard and fast so that I would finally sit up and listen. The worst part of it all was, I don't know, was there really, how do you balance what's worse or better? I mean, my body was breaking down, I had no energy, but my brain was breaking down, I was depressed, I was anxious, I wasn't sleeping. Oh my gosh, I can't tell you how many nights in a row I actually did not sleep, not one wink. It was tough. But I think what was tougher was in that space, I couldn't hear God speaking through my heart. I couldn't feel that sense of connection and joy and that sense of oneness. My brain was telling me all those things. You know we're one. You know we're all, but I couldn't feel it. It was so shut off. I'd stopped integrating all of the components of the wisdom, and it got a little bit tough. You know, I'm thinking, no wonder this bag is plain brown, not very attractive, because, geez, it takes some work to integrate all those components. You know, knowledge, information. Wow, all I have to do is use my intellect and memorize some stuff and be able to take it in and feed it back. But with wisdom, oh my goodness, I got to integrate all of this stuff. It kind of takes some vigilance to be constantly aware and all of those things. No wonder not so many people are as attracted to this plain brown bag as they are the flashy one. You know, the one that's in the news and the media and our textbooks, all this information,, this is what's important. But without this, this is missing a whole lot. I mean, this, remember, we poured this in here. So as I was preparing this talk, I thought, well, what's the story? How do you get there? Well, because with all of the doingness, with all of the work, all the things that had to be done, I was tired. I didn't want to work at any of this anymore. I just didn't want to work at anybody ever want to give up on working at all of these things that we need to do? Yeah. And so Friday, just 2 days ago, it suddenly hit me. So stop it. Ever see that Bob Newhart video? Just stop it. Play at those things. Play at integrating those components. Play with being curious. Play with having childlike awe and wonder. Play with accessing that information. Play with listening. There are so many different ways to listen, right? We have meditation, but even in meditation, there are a lot of different ways to meditate. You can sit and stare into a candle. You can sit and try to quiet your mind. Good luck with that. You can sit and chant. You can om. You can do walking meditation where you breathe and pay attention to each footstep. You can color. That's very meditative. Even psychologists are promoting coloring for adults because it's very soothing and calming, right? So many ways to play at meditating. And we can play with being present in the moment. What can I notice right here, right now? How many of my senses can I use? Close your eyes. What do you hear? Sniff. Do you smell anything? Place your hands on your lap. What do you feel? Oh, what do you feel without even noticing your hands? There's the air. Is it cool? Is it warm? Just play. Play with your senses as a way of being really right here, right now. You can play with praying even, right? A lot of us were raised in this, oh, please, God, give me this, and I swear I'll do that. That whole pleading thing. And as Alara is going to teach in the Life of Prayer class, that's not the Unity way to pray at all. It's about being in this affirmative, creative place. I mentioned that before, this creativity of saying, I affirm that life is like this, that I am one with all, and you have to take the class to find out all the components. There you go. Ooh, how was that for a sales pitch, Alara? You're welcome. So play with praying in this way. Play with being centered and grounded. Play with imagining that your feet are connected to the earth and you have roots growing out of your feet into the earth. Play with just pausing when you feel your emotions going south. Ooh, what am I feeling? What's going on? Play with taking time to contemplate and reflect. It doesn't all have to be work. When it's all work, we don't want to do it anymore. And when we don't do it anymore, we get into that really yucky place that I got into. So who's willing to play with me right now? Ooh, I expected a better response than that. Okay, if you're willing to play with me right now, I'll invite you to stand up. There you go. Yes, all of you at home as well. Please stand up. I invite you to. Of course, you don't have to. You can choose to play or not play. But you know what? Life is way more fun when you're playing. I read a book once, and it was this fellow who'd been in India in an ashram. And he said in all of his time in India, working with the gurus and he discovered that playfulness is actually the route to spirituality. We are closest to God when we are at play. Why do you think that is? Because we're not in our head when we're playing, we're in our heart. We're in our spirit. I mean, look at children. They're the closest to God, that pure innocence. So we want to play with that. So right now, I'm going to invite you to shake off everything that's not in alignment with that. Just shake it off and let it go. Blah, 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 blah. Shake off all of those inhibitions and all of those stories and beliefs that say, you don't know how to play anymore. Garbage. blah, 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 shake it all off, shake it all off. Then just flow, 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 flow. Let the energy flow through you. There is energy all around us. You are energy. God is everything. And everything is energy. And let it flow. Just let it flow. There. Now we're playing. So let's play and put all of these kinds of things together by slipping into our meditation time. Slip into that. So if you'd like to have a seat, you can have a seat. And Anthony normally plays us beautiful music and sings along, but some of you might remember from a talk I did maybe a couple of years ago where this song came to me. And it allows us to play with using our bodies as well as our voices. Play with your voice. It allows us to play with being in that place of gratitude. Oh, there's a big one. That one's got to fit into that wisdom bag. Gratitude. Wise people are grateful for everything, the good, the bad, the ugly, the beautiful. Just like the song, beauty, whatever it's called. There is beauty. There is beauty in everything, and the wise see that. So the words are on the screen when we reference our bodies, our minds, our hearts. So I invite you to play with me and use your hands and be part of this. It's a blessing, this body of mine. It's a blessing, this mind of mine. It's a blessing, this heart divine. It's a blessing, a blessing, a blessing. It's a blessing, this body of mine. It's a blessing, this mind of mine. It's a blessing, this heart divine. It's a blessing, a blessing, a blessing. So I invite you to tap into the blessing of this body. Perhaps you want to close your eyes and just feel your body relax. Tap into the blessing of your mind that works so hard to protect you and keep you safe. And let it know that you are perfectly safe where you are right now, and it can just rest and be quiet for a while. There's nothing it needs to do to keep you safe. It can be quiet and allow you to come back to paying attention to the breath. The breath is life itself. Breathe that life in, nice and deep into the belly, and as you exhale, just release and let go and let tension and stress melt away. Breathing in slowly and out slowly, going deeper into relaxation with each inhale and exhale. And then imagining, if you will, that you could breathe right into your heart. Breathe directly into your heart and exhale through that heart. You not only breathe in air, but breathe in love. Breathing in love directly into your heart and breathing that love out again. And I invite you to touch an emotion of happiness or contentment or joy. It may mean remembering a moment that was very special and precious. It may mean simply feeling the love that's here, being aware of this sense of strong community. As you breathe that beautiful emotion into your heart, allow it to exhale out and emanate into your whole body and fill your body. Breathing in love, light, happiness, joy, contentment, and breathing it out to fill your body, fill your heart, and then expand beyond your body. Feel those beautiful emotions, that love emanating from you into the space around you, into this room, into the community, the city, all around the world. And as you're breathing in and out that love, allow your awareness to be in that space that everything is breathing in this love light energy just as you are. We're all breathing that same love. We are all one. And allow yourself to be in that space of playful awareness, of touching all of that childlike energy that is out there in the world, the awe, the wonder, the beauty, and breathe all of that into your heart. Feel the gratitude for everything in your life. Feel the gratitude for this love, for this spirit of play that is there for you to access. And I will invite you to be in it and enjoy it for a while. Breathe it in, breathe it out, share it. And I will invite you to bring it back into the room with you as we sing once again. It's a blessing, this body of mine. It's a blessing, this mind of mine. It's a blessing, this heart divine. It's a blessing, a blessing, a blessing. It's a blessing, this body of mine. It's a blessing, this mind of mine. It's a blessing, this heart divine. It's a blessing, a blessing, a blessing. And as you take this awareness of body, mind, and heart, may you begin to integrate all those components and be the full wise being that you truly are. And we'll invite the band to take it away.
Thank you, Tina. That was wonderful. I don't always judge a talk, but when I do, it's based on how many songs I get out of it. I think I got 5.
Woo!
Yeah, there are a lot of good ideas in there. Struggles between what is and what could be. And the only way to change this is with the choices that we make. Because we've all been given the power to choose what our lives will mean. And the world is waiting for us to set that power free. We can be heroes. Heroes in our lives. We can scale the tall power of our minds. We can be heroes. We have the power to decide. If we're willing to take action, we can be heroes in our lives. Of plenty, where millions go without. But if we follow our compassion, we can change that here and now. Because we've all been given the power to choose what our lives will mean. The world is waiting for us to set that power free. We can be heroes. In our lives, we can scale the tallest problems with the power of our minds. We can be heroes. We have the power to decide. If we're willing to take action, we can be heroes in our lives. It's now or never. Gotta make the choice today. Are you gonna hide the gifts God gave, or will you give your gifts away? 'Cause we can be heroes. We can be heroes in our lives. We can scale the tallest problems with the power of our minds. We can be heroes. We have the power to decide. If we're willing to take action, we can be heroes in our lives. We can be heroes. We can be heroes in our lives. We can scale the tallest problems with the power of our minds. We can be heroes. Have the power to decide. We're willing to take action. We can be heroes in our lives. We're willing to take action. We can be heroes in our lives. We're willing to take action. We can be heroes in our lives.
Hello. There we go. Another wonderful original by Anthony Burbage and the Unity Band. Let's give him a hand. Yes, we can all be heroes. And it doesn't mean we're super beings that jump tall buildings. It just means we can be human beings with a little wisdom, as Tina shared today. Thank you so much, Tina. Wasn't that a wonderful talk? Wow. So much wisdom. And I loved what she said about wisdom being the foundation or the fountain from which intuition springs because of that power of listening. Simple yet powerful. And now we enter the time of conscious giving. Together, using our time, talents, and treasures, we actually create this wonderful spiritual community that sustains and inspires us. Thank you all for all that you do and give for this community, for being part of this heartfelt work. For we know this community is a blessing and that abundance is flowing our way in many different forms. And you're going to hear a bit about that coming soon. There's a special announcement coming up. So please place your donations. There are donation envelopes in the back. You can place your donations there, or you can send in an e-transfer if you prefer, or you can go to donate@unityofcalgary.org by going to our website or by sending in your check as well. And now we are going to, we can sing. We can all stand and sing together along with Anthony and the Unity Band, our offering song.
I'm gonna give with an open heart. I'm gonna give with an open heart. I am grateful for this moment. I am grateful for my life. And I trust that a higher power will always be there to provide. That's why I give with an open heart. That's why I give with an open heart. Well, I place my faith in the Spirit, and I welcome each and every day. As I let go of all my troubles and worries, a new abundance always comes my way. And that's why I give with an open heart. That's why I give with an open heart. Oh, I'm gonna give with an open heart. Yeah, I'm gonna give with an open heart.
Woo! And now Cecil is going to bless our offerings.
Just an announcement before. Ottawa has come through, and we applied, and we have received money to help with the rent. And we are very blessed. And we'll turn that blessing right now. Divine love, as me, blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. God is my source. Thank you all.
Thank you, Cecil. Abundance is coming our way. Spirit is watching out for us. Now we have a blessing for the children. Please affirm with me, not only for the children in the room, but for the children in your life, and also very especially your own inner child. We love you, we bless you, and we appreciate you just the way you are. Now let's take a quiet moment and bring to our awareness anything that we want to surrender into prayer. For we know that turning our concerns over to Spirit opens the way for abundant blessings to unfold. So just take a moment to see if there's anyone in your life you would wish to send a prayer to or a blessing. There are prayer requests at the welcoming table that you can put in our prayer box. You can go online, send in your prayers, or you can call the 1-800 hotline at Unity of or at Silent Unity at 1-800-NOW-PRAY. Your request is sent to our prayer team and to Silent Unity for 30 days of prayer. We also hold and love other Unity communities in Canada each month. And this month, we hold in prayer the unity of Edmonton and our very own unity of Calgary. Woohoo! Can you feel it? Can you feel all those prayers coming from all across Canada? They're coming right here into this room today. We see them having the love and support they need to continue cultivating the consciousness and bringing the message of unity across the country. Now, please join me in affirming the prayer of protection out loud together. The light that is God surrounds me. I am the light. The love that is God enfolds me. I am the love. The power that is God protects me. I am the power. The presence that is God watches over me. I am the presence. Wherever I am, God is, and all is well. And so it is. Amen. And now another song from Unity in the Band, Return to Love. You can please stand and sing with us if you like.
Whenever I am burdened by the pressures of this world, I return to love. Whenever I am lost and my soul cannot be heard, I return to love. I return to love. Oh, I return to love. And every worry disappears when I return to love. Everything becomes so clear, all because I return myself to love. Ever I am prone to judge the path that I am on, I return to love. Ever I am torn between what's coming and what's gone, I return to love. I return to love. I return to love. And every worry disappears when I return to love. Oh, everything becomes so clear. All because I return myself to love. Oh, love, love, love is the only cure worth speaking of. Oh, yes, love, love, love takes us deep within, helps us rise above. Oh, yes, love, love, love. We return ourselves to love. Oh, we return to love. And every worry disappears when we return to love. Oh, everything becomes so clear, all because we return ourselves to love. All because we return ourselves to love. All because we return ourselves to love.
Thank you, Anthony. Thank you, Unity Band. Another original. Are we not blessed? Woo! Do you have any CDs here, Anthony? Well, I highly recommend that you bring some. He has 2 CDs out already that are wonderful. I have both. And hopefully a third coming on because he's a writing maniac. And as you heard, he's got 5 new ones coming just from this talk today. iTunes. Oh, you can find them on iTunes. All right. Thanks, Danelle. Excellent. All right. Another wonderful week. We've had great music, a wonderful speaker. And now I want to wish you all a very great week and invite everyone to create a wave of peace that will ripple out into the world through our community and out into the world as we sing, "Let There Be Peace on Earth." So please stand and move out and create a big circle around. Try to keep your distance if you can. And let's sing, "Let There Be Peace on Earth."
Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be. With God as creator, family all are we. Let's walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my joyous vow. To take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me.
Have a great week, everyone.